Peace. Think fast. Just want to show a few little correlations and a few little facts about, Saturn and different terminologies and, the Saturn energy and Satan. Matter of fact, Saturn opposes the sun basically in the fashion of that Saturn is the ruler of nighttime. As a matter of fact, think about it like this. All of our ancient, from the Helios Biblios, aka the Holy Bible, aka the Sun Book, to other ancient texts that deals with basically with the worship of the sun in some form or fashion, with Ra, what I'm saying, the sun, because matter of fact, it was the worship of the sun to kind of like basically not say worship it, but more of like the aspects of the sun, knowing that we are suns and stars also. So basically, the ancients knew that, so that's why they kind of just placed the basis on the sun, and then that's when the Europeans and other people grabbed onto it and changed it up into something totally different in essence. But it has to deal with the sun as far as like a lot of ancient texts. So Saturn will be on the opposite side. So the sun brings daylight, and then Saturn deals with nighttime, what I'm saying? The energy of it, what I'm saying? Because of course you're thinking like, oh, the moon deal with night, but then even not even necessarily, because if you've seen before, the moon could be out while the sun is out, so the moon doesn't resonate with the night like how the Saturday actually. I mean, I said something too soon. How Saturn resonates with the nighttime. You know what I'm saying? And since I said that, what I just said also, that's where you get Saturn Day or Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Saturday. Matter of fact, in opposition also, because look at it in the days of the week, as above, so below, which it was created that way on purpose. But naturally in astrology, the sun energy or the sun is in opposition of Saturn energy because you got daylight and sun right here, and you got Saturn and coldness and nighttime. You know what I'm saying? Because that's also the sun deals with heat in daytime. Saturn deals with coldness in nighttime. Matter of fact, because also Saturn energy comes about, in the winter time. You know what I'm saying? Capricorns and I think Aquarius is also, but for sure Capricorns are ruled by Saturn. Capricorns, uh, our birth chart in the months we start in is the winter time. You know what I'm saying? When the winter solstice come around, so that's also dealing with the Saturn energy. But also, like I say, you got Sunday starting off the days of the week, and then you got Saturn Day or Saturday, the seventh day of the week. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, on a Saturday, yeah, you could have fun all day on a Saturday, but you know, when do we always, whether mischief for the mischievous, the good, bad, whatever, when do most of us like to have fun on a Saturday would be at nighttime, you know what I'm saying? So not only is on the day dealing with Saturn, Saturn day, but you're also dealing at night with the Saturn energy, which the Saturn energy also resonate with 12 midnight. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, the brethren Santos Bonacci, if y'all want to get into deeper, because I'm like, what's funny, I always keep it real about me getting this knowledge, but if y'all want to get deeper into it, because this brethren, explains this fully, Santos Bonacci, you know what I'm saying? SANTOS BONNACI, you know, and he definitely further explains the situation. But basically, you have the Saturn energy deals with nighttime, midnight, so it's in opposition of the sun. Now, also too, what comes into play is Saturn. Also has that black cube on one of its poles. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I think it's the North Pole. Not sure. I know how I am. I don't want to hit the gavel on that one, but you know what I'm saying. But it is on one of the poles, so they do have that black cube. As a matter of fact, I showed y'all dealing with when I made the video about the knee chakras, and I talked about how the Saturn worship with the little black cube. You know what I'm saying, where you see the black cube all over the world. And that's basically the worship of Saturn, because also the the oppressors deal with Saturn because it brings that structure, you know what I'm saying, that hard work and authority, basically that structure and authority to the mischievous things that they doing, you know what I'm saying? So that's why they resonate with Saturn. But the black box, you know, it is the black cube has six sides to it. You know, a cube has six sides. So you got the black box and then it has six sides and where you get the terminology hex. You know, I mean, yes, hex deals with six-sided things, but they also created the terminology of hex dealing with I'm gonna put a hex on like a bad spell or like like a spell to harm somebody. It's considered a hex. So also, dealing with the Saturn energy, Saturn, Satan, because again, Saturn opposing the sun god Ra, so it's like Satan. Satan got casted down, you know what I'm saying? It's matter of fact, and also too, with the Capricorn energy and Saturn energy, Saturn also deals with a physical, energy. So and we always consider, the 666 bodysuit, you know what I'm saying? Carbon, six protons, six electrons, six neutrons. So we consider, you know, us being trapped in this body, you know what I'm saying? The physical aspect is like the devilish or the Satan aspect. And that's where all that terminology come from, because Saturn has that energy. And matter of fact, as Capricorns, a matter of fact, think about it like this on another level. Saturn has that black cube on one of its poles, and then the platonic solid, a cube deals with earth energy and grounding energy, which also resonates with the Capricorn. You know what I'm saying? So you got the cube, you know what I'm saying, the Saturn energy of authority and structure. Then also you got the aspect of that cube having six sides in the terminology of, hex. I'm gonna put a hex on you, so it's bad. You got a hex over you by Satan. Satan put a hex on you. Saturn put a hex on you. Saturn put a six-side cube on. You know what I'm saying? Like you see how all that resonates, and it's all about linguistics and terminologies. If you really want to start really breaking down ancient texts and all this spiritual knowledge, stuff of this nature, a lot of it was allegories and all these names of people and things. It wasn't really exactly that, but more of, certain energies and a deeper meaning symbolically, you know what I'm saying? But Saturday, you know what I'm saying? Saturn Day deals with the energy of Saturn and also, the carbon, six protons, six neutrons, six electrons. And it also deals with your melanin also, because carbon is the basis of melanin, and carbon basically is the basis of everything in the universe also. So you start to see how all these terminologies of being hexed, your hex is being locked in this 666 bodysuit, and how that's considered being the devil, you know what I'm saying? But it's all basically, symbology that stem from the knowledge of the planets, or of Saturn in this case. Because also, without going too deep, the aspects that were considered gods was the planets. The planet. Matter of fact, when you think of Genesis, we are going to create man in our image. You could think of that as, the seven planets saying, we're going to create man in our image. Because two, in the Mayan zodiac get into that pretty in a more realistic way of explaining it, but basically though, our physical existence all have to do with the vibrations of these planets, you know what I'm saying? Like the reason why you act like this and do this and feel this type of way is because of the vibration of the planets that were in a certain alignment when you came through the portal into Earth, you know what I'm saying, on your Earth day, and not your birthday, because you've been born, but you came to Earth at a certain time, in this incarnation. But before I get way off track, I just wanted to show like some of the correlations of that. So you got the hex, you know what I'm saying, which hex could just mean six and not necessarily six-sided, but but it deals with six. But then somebody got into that and started to do a little word magic. Matter of fact, probably I don't want to throw out misinformation, but just to guess, throw out, an educated guess, I would say it's probably the Romans or yeah, 9 times out of 10 it's probably the Romans who got into the definition, was like, yeah, we're gonna make this mean something evil also, you know what I'm saying? Put a spell on somebody like a hex. So the hex is 6 sides or six. And then you got the six-sided black cube that's also at the top of Saturn, which is also worship along with the energy of Saturn. And then you got the carbon molecule, which has 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons, which also, resonates with that hex terminology too, because that's where you get it from, being hexed, or being, your original sin, that Jesus had to go down the cross for, what I'm saying, is just being in this physical body, physical existence. And Saturn gives energy to being in this physical existence, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of why, a Capricorn is dealing with, being busy and, always getting things done in the physical, because, is that structure, that discipline, that authority, but that physical energy that take in essence, what I'm saying, I ain't gonna say it takes you away, only if you allow it, but yeah, it does take you away from your spiritual nature in essence. So that's why another aspect of it being seen as something bad, or a hex, or what I'm saying, Capricorn. Matter of fact, because in the tarot cards, uh I think it's a tarot cards, where basically the Capricorn is seen as the devil, you know what I'm saying, or Satan, or Saturn, you know what I'm saying. And that's where all this comes from, is basically the energy of Saturn, and the linguistics just being changed around and broken down, you know what I'm saying, in essence. And that's where you get Satan, and that's where you get the hex from, you know what I'm saying. And 666 being the devil, you know what I'm saying, that six-sided cube, 666. Oh, little B, I'm pretty sure, I don't want to go way off subject, but out from, if y'all ever watched the movie Jupiter Ascending, where the bees were coming around her because they knew she was royalty, you know what I'm saying. But I do be feeling like, the bees be feeling the vibration, because they be getting very, very close, and which I try not to get, spook at them. But again, this is a thing about Saturn. I could just go everywhere. But that's all I want to bring up, is just the correlations of Saturn. Saturn dealing with nighttime, dealing with winter time, the vibration of a Capricorn, being the seventh day of the week in opposition to Sunday, and then your where you get all the biblical aspects of Satan being against, God, is basically like Saturn being against the sun, because that's what, the God of the ancient texts, which was mostly talked about, wasn't the general universal source. But, in your Bible, it's the sun books. The Helios Biblios is talking about the sun, and Saturn is in opposition of the sun, or Satan is in the opposition of God, basically. So. Peace. I'm gonna end it right there before I go off on another tangent. Have it now. Now is the vibrate, of course. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now. Peace.